So if you guys ever wanted to play PUBG in space, you've come to the right channel. I'm just kidding. Today we're going to be talking about the Callisto Protocol and everything we know about from the sci-fi survival horror from the Dead Space veterans. Now this article was written from Sean Prescott on PCGamer.com, but today we're going to be reading everything we know about the Callisto Protocol. The Callisto Protocol is a forthcoming survival horror game in development at Striking Distance, a studio founded in 2019 by former Dead Space lead Glen Schofield. As a result of that connection, the Callisto Protocol has generated quite a bit of buzz. It no doubt helps that, from what we've seen so far, the Callisto Protocol looks very Dead Space. So what do we know about the Callisto Protocol? Here's the broad strokes. It's a story-driven, single-player survival game, and for a while at least, it was primed to be set in the PUBG universe. Striking Distance and PUBG Studios are both owned by Krafton. It's a third-person survival horror game with plenty of aliens, alien-human hybrids, and it's got a horrifying amount of saliva. The Callisto Protocol will release on December 2nd, 2022. It's worth noting that Striking Distance Studios opened in mid-2019. If the December release date holds true, and it seems like it will, that's a quick turnaround for a newly founded studio. I bet one with a lot of proven experience in the genre. We first saw the Callisto Protocol reveal trailer back in the heady days of December 2020. It's a cinematic trailer with no actual gameplay footage, but it makes abundantly clear that the Callisto Protocol will be a gory sci-fi horror in the Dead Space mold, complete with eerie flickering corridors, ominous holographic transmissions, and yeah, an extremely unpleasant looking alien. A prisoner wakes in a less than ideal prison cell before being attacked, presumably fatally, by the aforementioned alien. Our point of view then shifts to the closed-circuit camera witnessing the event and keeps zooming out until we see the figure watching the footage, who then wanders off to a window overlooking a bleak landscape that is definitely not planet Earth. In the official gameplay reveal trailer, we're given a sense of a protagonist Jacob Lee's circumstances, apparently crash landing on a little too close to the maximum security prison on the dead moon of Callisto is enough to earn yourself a sentence. For Jacob, that sentence seems to mostly entail stomping, bludgeoning, and shooting his way through buckets worth of bodily fluids, either human or alien, or both at once. The first look at the gameplay footage for the Callisto Protocol should give Dead Space fans plenty to rejoice. It's got your heavy thudding protagonist, malformed alien-human hybrid lurking in poorly lit space hallways. High recoil firearms for blasting off enemy extremities. The Callisto Protocol is very much one of those down to the gruesome death animations. The Callisto Protocol definitely seems heavy on the third-person combat in both melee and shooting flavors, and with all the splattered viscera you'd expect. Hacking off limbs is a valuable tactical option, as it's hurling of enemies into an environmental hazards using a gravity weapon called the Grip. Otherwise, it remains to be seen what sorts of mechanics surrounding all the splattering. If the obvious Dead Space parallels hold true, it'll belong to the survival horror school of, yeah, you can shoot the baddies, but we're not going to make it easy. The Callisto Protocol is set on a dead moon, specifically a dead moon of Jupiter called Callisto, which actually exists in real life. In the Callisto Protocol, an organization called the United Jupiter Company has built a prison colony there called Black Iron. If a privately owned prison installation wasn't evil enough, protagonist Jacob Lee wakes up on one day to find the prison overrun by the hostile aliens. It's an exquisitely F this shit situation that sounds indebted to the alien firms it is to the Dead Space games. Prison is a really scary place, Schofield somewhat redundantly pronounced in 2020 Discord Q&A before adding, and a prison on Jupiter's dead moon is terrifying. Can't think of anything more desolate and isolated than that. Schofield said during the same time Q&A that he wants the Callisto Protocol to be the most terrifying game of all time, which is an incredibly ambitious undertaking given we lived in the world with games like Visage, Silent Hill 2, Murder House, Alien Isolation, and indeed the original Dead Space. Now, answering back to that little joke we had at the beginning about the Callisto Protocol being part of the PUBG universe or not, it's not. Though for a little while it was. In August 2021, interview with Glen Schofield said that the Callisto Protocol was indeed part of the PUBG universe. The funny thing is, I came in with the story when I went and met with the PUBG people for the first time and started talking about the Callisto Protocol and building a studio, Schofield said. I presented the game to them, and so what we did was made it within the PUBG storyline. It makes a little bit of business sense since Striking Distance Studios is owned by Krafton, the same parent company who oversees PUBG Studios. But much to the relief of some, and probably to the great disappointment of others invested in the PUBG lore, that has since changed. Glen Schofield tweeted in May 2022 that the Callisto Protocol is now its own story and world. It no longer takes place in the PUBG universe. It was originally a part of the PUBG timeline, but grew into its own world. PUBG is awesome. We still have a little surprise for fans, but the Callisto Protocol is its own world, story, and universe. Now it asks, does the Callisto Protocol have co-op? No, the Callisto Protocol does not have co-op. Dead Moon prisons just aren't scary enough with friends by your side. There's a story that we want to tell, and the best way we could tell it is being a single-player game, Glen Schofield explained on the Discord last year. Sometimes when you get into co-op, you don't follow directions and you're not following the story as well. And not only that, we wanted you to be alone. That's what makes this really scary. So the Callisto Protocol has actually been a huge interest of mine. I've been following it for quite some time now. I was a little hesitant at first, and then I'm sure some attention got taken away from it because of the announcement of the Dead Space remake that we covered in the last video for 2023. But nonetheless, what I've read so far is the Callisto Protocol is going to take a different, gorier approach than Dead Space, and it's going to focus more on the melee combat as well as using the environment around you with that gun that can shoot like the gravity to pick the people up and then like throw, like you see in one of the gameplay trailers where he picks up one of the aliens and then shoots it into like this big fan and blood goes everywhere, and it's just a pretty awesome thing. But I do know from what I've read that the Callisto Protocol is going to take a more heavily melee focus, unlike Dead Space where you're using more shooting based mechanics. But it does look interesting. It's really cool that they set it on an actual dead moon that exists in our world instead of some made-up planet, which I think is really cool, especially with all the alien stuff going on, you know, seeing all the UFOs in those videos and stuff. So I'm really excited for the Callisto Protocol. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Like I said, we covered the Dead Space remake in the last video, and that was really received well. And I know a lot of you guys are excited for that. So as Dead Space fans, and with the old Dead Space creator coming in to make the Callisto Protocol, does that have you guys excited? Is it something, you know, you think it's just going to be short-lived, or you're just going to hold out and wait for Dead Space? Let's just have a discussion down below. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, like I said, just leave a comment down below what you're thinking about the Callisto Protocol. Smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing here if you guys want to stay up to date on the latest gaming news we cover here on the channel, as well as just turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss uploads. As always, my name is Ross, and I will see you guys in the next video.